way to Walmart out of pure fucking boredom. And I was thinking about, this is the longest I believe I've ever went without actually having some type of income. Also, it's the longest that I've ever settled for not being on the hustle side of things. Because when I first applied to Amazon, and that was the one in Moni, when I lost that job, I went straight to Ubering. And while I was still a part of the temporary agency at MDW2, I would basically take days off just to make some extra money. But as people get weirder, situations get more drastic, and I just don't have it in me left to fucking hustle for anything for real. I don't want to have two jobs. I don't want to have two part-time jobs to make a full-time job. I don't want to have a full-time job but still have to do something to make ends meet. But I also am like feeling annoyed, lost, and irritated because I want to be a jack of all trades and a master of one. I know it's usually master of none, but I want to be a master of one, but I just don't have the motivation to do it. Because I don't want it to be like, oh shit, that's an oversaturated market. You can do that, but the time and the hype for it is over with, you know? So you basically are going to be doing the same shit that everybody else did when they got laid off during the pandemic while you were still at work. Basically making the t-shirts with my little sarcastic sayings on them. I've been saying I want to do it for the longest time, but I'm not even sure how to go about doing it, because I was also thinking of the print on demand. I was also thinking about cutting the middleman out and trying to find somebody that's, you know, already supplied with a print press and transfers and all that. But I was also thinking long-term, short-term, if I were to take all of that and go head first into it, I would basically be doing print on demand so I don't have any inventory. But in order for me to actually, I'm overthinking this. That's what I'm doing. I'm overthinking it. And overthinking has gotten me nowhere. I've been sitting on the same t-shirt phrases for damn near 3 years, almost 4. And outside of that, I'm not even sure what I want to do. Because, like I said to a couple of my friends, I wanted to start a podcast, but that's an oversaturated market. And I was thinking, you know what? Use your Facebook Live to go live and use it as a video library of past thoughts, processes, and all that. But it doesn't really make any sense to me to do it, even though everybody is doing it and they're giving their 2 cents on whatever. Because I'm self-conscious and I'm aware of that. And I would be so worried about if I'm on Facebook Live, I'm more worried about the number than what the fuck I'm saying, of how many people actually give a fuck to sit there and listen to me. And I said that I would want to do Facebook Lives because I feel as though I have an opinion like everybody else. Opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. But the way I process the shit in my own little weird way makes it a little different. And in all honesty, I was thinking, shit, I might have to go Ubering, because the one job prospect that I had, and it was pretty much manual labor at the Home Depot warehouse in Elwood, was too fucking far for me to be driving. And I say that because MDW2 was really too fucking far for me to be driving, but the people I worked with made it worthwhile going. So I had faces that I knew to look forward to and conversations I could have with certain people. But going to Home Depot warehouse, to me, made no sense. So I'm getting paid like $21, $22 an hour at the Home Depot warehouse. I cut half of that right out for taxes and benefits. Because I'm single and I have no dependents. And then I go to the half that I get to keep. And although it's not a daily expense or weekly expense, I'm cutting half of that just on gas and maintenance and car insurance and car payment. And no lie, no bullshit, I summed it up as me making $5 an hour to drive an hour, almost an hour and a half in the wintertime. And it also didn't work because, well, ever since I got let go, I've been going to sleep at whatever fucking time my brain shuts down. I'll wake up, try to get my brain back to sleep. If I have the intention of waking up early, it's not there because I went to sleep at like 6 this morning and woke up at 11. I don't know what to do, how to move forward. Because applying to jobs, even applying to jobs that I am not qualified for, yet I'm taking a pay cut to try to obtain, sounds and feels utterly fucking stupid on my part. Because I'm sitting here like, okay, I applied for a laboratory technician position. They said they didn't need any experience at all. I applied for that. It's paying $16 fucking an hour. Cut that in half. And it's not as far as Home Depot warehouse. It was in University Park. Because I'm going to cut it in half for tax purposes anyway. And didn't get that. I've applied for dietary positions in the hospital, seeing that I was a dietary aide at one point in a nursing home. Didn't get that either. It's not the most recent job I've had, but I do have experience in a dietary kitchen setting, like, a food setting. I've done banqueting, so I have experience in that, and there are no banquets going on right now because we financially can't afford it, and those that can are going with the catering companies through word of mouth, and I don't know where there are any catering companies in Illinois outside of Chicago, because I'm not driving all the way the fuck up there. Sorry, not doing it. But yeah, I've applied for several different positions, and I haven't gotten word back from none of them except for one. And people are telling me, you need to go to Indiana. I'm not finna pay Illinois and Indiana taxes making fucking $12 an hour. I did that when I didn't know any better. Now that I know better, I'm not doing it. So, no. And then I'm driving all over fucking Maryville for a job. And that automatically, whatever I'm making gets cut in half, and then I get a third of that left just for me to survive off of. That's fucking ridiculous. Because I still have to think of the maintenance, the gas, and the actual transportation part of that. Because most people don't take that into account. Yeah, I'm making $20-some an hour, but how much of that is going towards maintenance? How much of that is going towards my transportation of getting to work? How much of that is going towards anything that is work related? And it's not like I get tax write-offs for fucking W-2 type of work. What? People are stupid and they piss me off. levels of fucking stupid we go through. And then you think that this being where it is can make any fucking sense. But being a W-2 employee and no dependents, this workforce or market isn't for us. But we're the ones that pay the most in it. That's crazy. Because I choose to be child-free. I have to pay the most taxes and not see where it goes. And I'm paying into unemployment. But they get to judge why I need my goddamn unemployment, whether I get it or not, which I didn't. It's frustrating. This is just a frustrating situation for me overall, because it's just like, how do you keep hope in a system that is purposely tearing you apart? And it's not even the system itself, it's the supporters of the system that are purposely tearing you apart. Because you could give me an interview, but not giving me why the hell you didn't move me to the second part of your job process. How am I supposed to find a job? Oh, okay. Maybe you want to tighten up your interview skills. Okay, that's creative feedback, but everybody wants fucking feedback on how the interview went. But when I want to get my feedback from the person that I'm interviewing with, that's not right. It can be considered discriminatory. What? You gonna send me a fucking email asking me how the interview went? Did they seem, to give you all the information you needed? And then you're gonna tell me we moved on to other candidates 2 to 3 days later, but not telling me why you moved past my application process or what made my application null and void. That is fucking feedback that I do need. That's creative feedback that you're asking me to give you, but you won't give it to me. If it's about my experience, that's not a legal discriminatory thing that you could actually say, okay, this is why we can't give it back to you. We can't give you feedback because of this. Because how do you expect somebody to improve their job search and interviewing skills if they don't know what the hell they need to work on? Unless I'm going to fork over money for a private session with an actual recruiter, headhunter, then outside of that, I'm SOL. And then when I do take the time to actually put in all of this redundant ass information, because even if I link my LinkedIn profile, I still have to fill the fucking paperwork out. Like I never had linked anything. Like I'm just coming in this bitch blind. I still got to fill out the name, the address, the work experience. What the fuck is the point of me uploading my resume? If I upload my resume in a format that you can understand, I shouldn't have to use this as I shouldn't have to do it again. But I have to do it again because the ATS doesn't understand. Well, if you keep motherfucking recruiters on board, then you wouldn't have to use an ATS system. And then on top of that, when it comes to my second to last interview, and I interviewed with a survey-esque AI system. And by that, I mean, they asked me a question, gave me a few seconds to think about the answer, and then I heard a beep. And after that beep, I was supposed to answer that question. And that continued until the interview was over with. And I'm supposed to rank my work experience from 1 to 10, or how much I liked it, how much I didn't like it, and then they sent me an actual survey after that. And that was with the hospital advocate specifically. Yes, I'm naming names. I don't give a fuck. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And realistically, they also use a similar interviewing process with airlines. But you're doing a video recording of answering the question, so they can be discriminatory that way. Because you may not fit their ideal flight attendant physical appearance. So they ain't even got to hear your answer. They could just look at you and say no. She's not going to fit the culture. Not knowing who the fuck they are. That's ridiculous. This is frustrating. And I've heard people say on TikTok several times, I'm trying to stay a law-abiding citizen. A law-abiding citizen. And it's getting harder and harder every fucking day. Because the system is fucking me, but I'm not allowed to fuck it back. The elected officials I have representing me don't represent me. They represent their own fucking interest. And I'm supposed to feel like a proud American when they're going to overturn the amendment that basically turns me back into 3/5 of a person or 3/4 of a person, whatever it is. I'm technically still 3/4 of a person. It's just one small tinge of a tweak of that amendment that makes me semi-citizen. But once that get overturned, because they've already overturned Roe v. Wade, they're making it illegal to have a pussy. It's just crazy. But I ain't supposed to rip anybody a new one. I'm supposed to keep my head down, do my 9 to 5 that's hard to fucking find, or turn into scamming. I don't look good in orange, as in Joe County orange. But I'm supposed to do this with a smile on my face and still believe in a system that's royally fucking me and smiling in my face about it. That don't make no sense.